been speaking to you about being a disciple of Jesus, and I spoke to you about how Jesus expects the first place in our lives, that we love everything else less, and Jesus more. Another bitter truth when you read into scripture, because just saying we are disciples does not make us one. Jesus speaks what makes us one. In verse 27, he says, "And whoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple." Whoever does not bear his cross. The word cross comes from the word storos. That means a stake or a post, but the meaning of it, the significance of it is exposure to death and self-denial. Exposure to death and self-denial. So in simpler words, what he's saying is, and whoever does not face the crisis or death when it comes to you, the persecution when it comes to you, or is not willing to deny self, and come after me, is not going to be my disciple, cannot be my disciple. So we need to ask ourselves, am I someone who hides from persecution? Am I scared to face the consequences of my faith? Or am I willing to stand up when I need to stand for my faith? When you talk about carrying the cross, sometimes people talk about the sicknesses that we carry as a cross. No. When you understand what Jesus did on the cross, we realize that sickness, disease, calamities are not our cross. God took it all on the cross. Jesus took it all upon himself to give us life. But the cross that we need to carry is the life that we live on earth, the price that we pay to stand for our faith. When people speak against us, when people persecute us, when people mock us, that's the cross that we carry. That's the hardships or the struggles that we go through to stand for what we believe in. Today I want to ask you, are you scared to stand? Are you scared to take up that cross because of what people will talk, because of what the world will do to you? Are you so self-centered? And that's why the other meaning of that word cross, storos, is self-denial. That means I'm no more going to live for myself. I'm no more going to live for my plans. I'm no more going to live for the world. I'm going to live a self-denial life. That means a life entirely dedicated to Jesus. And such people, if you are scared of the world, living for self, not willing to carry that cross, Jesus is very clear, you are not my disciple. Today I want to put a bitter truth to you and challenge you. Are you truly the disciple of Jesus? Are you truly willing to reflect and show forth who Jesus is? Are you willing to show forth what your faith in God is? Are you willing to deny your plans, your needs, your desires, and put Jesus above it all? Sometimes many are the plans of man. We make so many plans. We make so many dreams. We have so many desires. But are we going to leave it aside and put Jesus above it all? And not just that, but move one step forward, one step further, and follow Jesus. What does it mean to follow Jesus? Imitate his footsteps. Do what he does. Say what he says. Act as he acts. He is our model. Nobody else can take his place. Follow him. Do what he does. Say what he says. Act what he acts. And then he says, you are my disciple. If not, if you don't carry the cross, if you are not going to live a life where he is above it all, if you're not going to live a life where you show forth your faith, and if you're not going to follow his footsteps, he says you cannot be my disciple. That's the bitter truth. And you need to answer today, are you truly his disciple?